Alrighty, I've been hard at work, believe it or not. That doesn't really look like much. So we got all of our wires here. Those are all of our fan stuff, but that's not all important. We need to get all the air conditioner lines hooked up. We have those down here. I've already put some cleaner through it, but I'm gonna clean them a little bit more. I got some AC cleaner stuff. And then we got to clean up this, what do you call it, bulkhead guy right there. Yeah, and then all that shit should just bolt right in. So, not a big deal. We got to get the inside. That's the big thing. We got the air conditioner unit here. The only thing left to hook up to this guy is 4 hoses and 2 wires and a connector. So great. And we got to put it in here, and we've already done the mounting for it, and so it's going to bolt right into the firewall back there and hang on to this guy right here in the front. I got the cooling stack out here because it was like 90%, 95% perfect, so I'm trying to hit like 98, and our guy was just touching a little bit. So I got our die grinder out right here. This is one I use for aluminum. It's like called like a large fluid or some shit like that, but it's just got like the big beefy boys, right? And what you want to do is you want to get these guys spinning nice and fast, and lay into the aluminum, and you don't want to lay in too hard because these guys are optimal for shooting the aluminum off. So you make short work of thick aluminum, and you guys know that can be hard to get through. So that's what you want, but you want to go light with it. So you'll see those lines right there. That's from screwing up. It just the tool ran across the shroud there and ate it. But I figured maybe there's somebody out there, because I remember some of these stuff is like, you don't know unless you know. No one tells you. Is there a school for this? There is probably, but the problem. So yeah, I'm gonna try to stabilize myself a little bit here, and I'm going to get it going, and I'm just going to come in here and just kind of, just like I am right now, just really lightly work this, and you're going to see all kinds of, probably with this dark background, all kinds of aluminum shooting up everywhere. So I'll show you how to do this, hopefully. The other thing is, keep your safety, all that good stuff. I've hit my thumb with this, and it's not fun. It does a lot of damage real quick. So here we go. So that's not bad. It made that cut real quick. I'm gonna go in there with the spinny flappy wheel and just clean it up, but that's how you do that. That's how you make short work of aluminum. Yeah, much better now. Look at that. We got clearance. Boo! And then I, look at that. I had to modify. There's plenty of clearance down there. It's probably a 1/4 inch. But we sell these super thicky boys because everybody's running boosted stuff. So we have like 15 ply or something there. Yeah, so I didn't need this to be a 1/4 inch. That's just literally doing nothing. It's not even holding the vacuum. So it's just holding the tube in place. So yeah, we got that. We did our clearancing on our radiator here. So when we get everything kind of set up, we'll have plenty of room there. All right, well, let's start bolting in these front end pieces now. Now that I can, that's been bugging me for at least 3 or 4 days now. I've been staring at not just that, but this guy here, thinking like, how am I going to get all this working? But you get it. I do need to. So I think what I'm going to do here, I hate doing this. I wish I could just let shit go. Assuming these are just regular PTFE kind of fittings on the end here, I'm going to see if I can measure this to like cut it down. I made the transmission, I cut this transmission dipstick down. So this is, it was sticking up. If you guys remember, it was just like hanging up here. It was 24 inch or 30. It just, so basically there's a nut here. You just take that nut out. It's just PTFE hose. So I just took 3 inches out of the tube and the dipstick, and then I welded up this little holder guy. I was just upset. All right, son. I'm doing the hoses because that's what I do. And yeah, got them all pretty much finished. I just got this last one to crimp. It's very important. You put these in the car, you get it where you need to, and you mark them. Then you double check, and then you make sure your mark's good, and then you crimp the other side. I really have no idea what I'm doing. I'm not very good at this. What you guys should do is take up a side pull to whether or not the air conditioning will work, because I haven't had any luck. I've never had luck doing this. I will. Okay, so here we are. And now you can see we got the one hooked up in there, and we just got to hook this one up. So, I think, how does this work? Something like this, I do believe. ABCs. All right, that's not bad. And then this guy will have to go bloop onto here. And that screws onto there-ish. There we go. All right, look at that. We got a wiener. Now, I've been dreading doing that for about 3 months now, but that wasn't too bad. Wow, so we're all buttoned up in there. I guess I gotta put the O-rings back in, and then we'll vacuum check it. See if we got a leak-free system. That'd be cool. All right, so we got the heater hoses hooked up back here. Just kind of pulled it off the wall. I put the old vacuum. Oh, good Lord. That's why we can't have nice things. So I put the vacuum guy on it right there. And we'll keep an eye on it. Looks like it's already leaking, so I'll probably mess around with some of these clamps and see what we can figure out. But yeah, hopefully I get this guy to hold a vacuum, and then we'll know the water system's all good to go. And I ordered the new AC tester kit, so when this thing goes back in, we can test it, hopefully with one that doesn't leak, and just make sure it's good to go. And yeah, we should be too far along from a fire up now. So right back here, I should have just put all this stuff underneath the dash, but I already had all this ran, and this just was more convenient. So here we are. This right here is attached to that green wire, and whenever the computer says it's on, this is hot, right? And then coming back here, I have some, I think it's like 10 gauge maybe, like cheap Chinese is horrible wire, but it's already ran, it'll work fine. So, it's way overkill. So we got 10 gauge going all the way from the bulkhead back to here. It's fused already. And what I need to do, because that wire comes off of here and runs our fuel pump. Mike, why is there a water jug in the back here? So let's just finish this real quick. So that powers the fuel pump. So what we need to do is add something to control that heavy gauge wire. And that's what this is going to do. So what we're going to do is take that heavy gauge wire, the red, and we're just going to put this on here as a relay. And then we'll take that from that relay to this switch post. So that makes it so whenever that green wire is hot, that'll turn on the fuel pump. Because it's wired right now, if I turn the car to the switched on position, this guy is just going to run. And it might even be worse than that. It might be if I have the battery hooked up, it's going to run. I don't know, to be quite honest. But we're going to make that not an issue. We're going to go ahead and put relay in there and make sure that it isn't. Oh, the water, yeah. So I got this, these are the Army water jugs. I was in the Army. I did Army things once upon a time. And thanks to you taxpayers for handling that, and then paying my retirement, which is awfully kind of you. It doesn't go underappreciated, trust me. The wagon with its aluminum block engine, I've overheated this guy a few times for odd reasons. One was I had an inappropriate amped wire set up on the fan before I knew what I was doing with wires, and we just it was, the guy I was attached to just literally melted, and then when it melted, it like shorted out and stopped the fan, obviously, and we were sitting in traffic. It was really sad because my buddy locked his keys. This is a true story. My buddy locks his keys in his car in the side of the road in his truck. It's not even his truck. It's just like his buddy's truck, and he calls me. Hey, Mike, I need you to come, get your Jimmy stick and come rescue me so I can get my car. Right? Not a big deal. And then I'm like halfway there, and the fan stops, and this thing, it's the middle of summer, this thing, and so yeah, it's sitting there idling on the side of the road, his car with the AC going, he's locked out, my shit just is about ready to burn to the ground. I can't get it fixed, so I turn around and I just drive it all the way home. Yeah, that probably wasn't good. I filled it up with water and let it cool, parked it. And then it did the same thing. What happened is I had something similar, but I was relying on, instead of it being pinched in like this, I had some adhesive kind of foam on on the GM radiator I had in here, and that fell in and stopped the fan from spinning. And again, instant overheat. So this guy will instantly overheat because there's not really enough volume. There needs to be more volume. If you're doing a Volvo swap, I'd say and then I could have gotten the radiator taller. So the radiator, if you look at how this sits, I have to use like a foam to space that up, but probably could have went another row higher on that. I could have did a better job there. I could have made my own reservoir. I could have pulled all the ABS shit out because it doesn't work. So there's a lot of things you could have, would have, should have, could have. But the one thing is these guys, and the way I have it configured with just this little reservoir, this small, it's not a big radiator, it just fits in that square there. It's dual core, yeah. So when that thing gets hot, everything ejects, boom, out here, and the engine just pukes it all out instantly. And all of it is, but what I learned after doing this a few times, that's this poor engine. Like I said, that engine doesn't owe me anything. I've killed that engine so many times. Its time has come. But if you get this guy, and I can dump it in there even when it's boiling hot, trying not to burn myself, you have to be very aware. It will, get it done. And that's more, 5 gallons is more than enough. And, if you break down the desert, you don't die. We have no desert around us, but I could drive to El Paso, maybe. It's really, really far. So we're gonna take this guy right here, wire in our fancy, we sell these on the website. I think it was 80 amp, 75 amp, something big. 75 amp, and we're probably at most drawing like 30 would be like maybe max on that fuel pump. I doubt it. But yeah, that's what we got going on, and we're gonna get after it. Look at this. So I will hopefully, I think right around here should be the right angle, maybe. Now I'll juxtapose what we started with and what we got here. A less scrupulous me would have just thrown an engine in it and throw this thing up for sale and not worry about the air conditioning. But we're gonna get it out of there. You can't see it, but it's back there under that mess of wires. So like I said, this was kind of my first go, and now this is what we have. So a lot tidier. And yeah, a lot of it was just tucking stuff away and just extending and shortening some wires, etc., untangling some stuff, pulling some old wires out, none of which I knew anything of. when I started this venture, and that's why it looks so bad, because I was just following directions trying to get point A to point B, because that's what the directions said. And wiring is more like a chess game than a straight line kind of thing, if you have to think of it in total, etc. But yeah, I teach a class. So it's up on the website. It's only 4 people allowed once a month, and go over, basic wiring, the Holly harness, all the sensors, how to set up a bass tune or get something going to start your ride with to get you to the tuner. And it's super cheap. I think it's super cheap. So yeah, if you're interested in any of that, jump in there and you can come look at this beauty in real life, and yeah, poke fun at it, say I would have done X, Y, and Z differently, etc. But this is pretty good right here. A lot better than what we started with. A lot tighter. Still a bit congested, but we got hoses, air conditioning. It's a street car. This is got to be a street car, because you got to go to Virginia, I think, next month for a race. Not that we're racing. I just figured, hey, why not drive across the country? I don't have anything else to do. So that being said, what I need to do now is add the oil. I already pulled the vacuum on the air conditioning stuff. The water is holding and fine. We finished up. I need to reroute a couple wires under the dash, but now the dash can come in and out. It won't be nearly as terrifying as it was before. Things might even fit better, so we'll see. But yeah, we still have to prime this engine, so I think we're good. I'm gonna sit on it and think about it. Did I show you guys the wiring we did back here? I wired up that relay for our fuel pump. Back here in this corner. Doop. Yep, and it's just tucked up underneath there, which is much better than what it was, which was underneath the hood, one of these MSD guys. Set the dash in here and get our tubes and everything sorted out. But I think what we'll do is we'll prime the engine, we'll put in the computer, we'll get it started and running, check, make sure everything's good. We'll go ahead and fill the Freon. That way, if anything's wonky, it'll be easier to get to or look at or evaluate. And if everything is looking good, we'll throw the dash in there, sort out the rest of the hoses, and that should be the last of it, hopefully. Put our interior back in and get some miles on old. Oh, I still got to get the rear end put in, so I have to make an appointment for that. And I also got to get it registered. I noticed that it is out of registration. So that is what we're going to do. And thanks, Bob. Thanks for the commentary. So just want to show you where we're at.